crazy.
Welcome to the Shield Football Podcast. I'm your host, Fredo. With me today, we got the whole crew in the building. We got the boy Jerron, we got that boy DC, and that boy Steven in the back running things like always. Guys, man, divisional rounds over. Some good, some bad, some confusing games, but hey, man, we're here for it. DC, overall, man, what are your thoughts on the divisional rounds, man?
Not bad at all, Fredo. Not really any just blowouts. There's a lot of games that were really interesting and to see how that was going to turn out. Got to look like we got a new kid on the block. It's going to be very interesting going forward to see what these guys look like. And it's going to be a heavy hitter that's coming up with this Final Four, man.
Yeah.
It really is. I want to see this.
Absolutely. Jay, what are your thoughts overall on divisional rounds, man?
Really interesting games. I think this is the week that I'm going to miss the most in the offseason. The divisional rounds usually are the games where it's you feel the intensity, you feel nervous for people. I felt some anxiety in that Ravens-Bills game.
Yeah.
It was just good football and good to watch.
Yeah, man. So here we are talking about the divisional rounds. What's going to happen with these other teams that basically are eliminated from the playoffs. But, man, let's talk about what happened, man. Jerron, you want to kick it off for us, man?
Yeah, we're going to kick it off in Kansas City. This is the normal Texan slot, 3:30 Saturday. And the Houston Texans went into the Kansas City Chiefs, played them tough, but they lost 14-23. Kansas City came on top. With Patrick Mahomes only throwing for 177 yards. He was 16-25. And Kareem Hunt, leading rusher, 8 for 44. Travis Kelce felt like the old Travis Kelce again, 7 receptions, 117, and a touchdown. And then on the Texans side of the ball, C.J. Stroud was 245 yards. He was 19 of 28. Joe Mixon, 18 carries, 88 yards, and a touchdown. Nico Collins, 5 for 81. 16.2 yard average, but 0 touchdowns. This was a tough one. Went kind of how we thought it was going to go. Fredo, give me your thoughts on this game.
So my overall thoughts on this game, man, pretty disappointing from the Texans side. But, Jerron, there was one stat you forgot from the Kansas City was the referees. The referees did a lot of damage towards these play callers against the Texans, unfortunately, man. I get it, man. Like, they're saying, well, the referees didn't allow them for CJ to get sacked 8 times. I get that, man. But before I jump into the whole referee theory of mine, want to give a shout-out to the whole defense of the Texans, man. They, for the first 3 quarters, man, they were containing Patrick Mahomes. They were containing their game plan. If our offense could have just at least be a little bit more productive, I think that the Texans would have came out to Kansas City with the W, man. And but it was a close game overall, man. Except for the last fourth quarter, it was very close. Texans, you can see that they brought that same energy when they played against the Chargers, and they brought it to Kansas City, man. And overall, man, I was very satisfied with the Texans, But then again, I'm not going to go down to these moral victories. Kansas City, man, they always find a way to win,
Yes.
and I hate that. Now, it's hard to not look at the fact that the referees – leaned more towards the Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes. It's like these play calls, they get just benefits the Chiefs. Absolutely, man. Every flag they got, I knew it was going to benefit the Chiefs some way, somehow.
Right.
These, I want to say there was at least 2 calls that went for their favor into points. Especially when they supposedly he got, it was roughing the passer, which I feel it was more their own teammates roughing each other up. Then
Right.
Patrick Mahomes got hit in the head supposedly, and then Will Anderson hit that is it was roughing the passer. I don't know how he came hands first. They made it seem it was helmet to helmet. I just did not like to overcome how the play call of the referees determined this game a lot. But hopefully the NFL can see this next season, and really I feel that Patrick Mahomes is taking advantage of this rule. Sliding, or not sliding, he could be running circles literally, and he just has to wait till somebody touches him, and there's a flag. Mm-hmm. No matter what, even though he's trying to pretend like he's sliding or not, I feel like he's abusing the rules, man. But smart for them, for taking advantage of stuff like that. But man, that the NFL has to step in and see that, all right, this is not fair now. Like if they can go back and check and and review these plays and and not hurt other teams. It just affecting the game now. It's not even being fair anymore. But I'm becoming an official Chief hater now. Moving forward, I dedicate my hatred to an NFL team towards the Chiefs. This team forever will be on my shit list. I will never give them any benefit of doubt. I did before this right here, but this whole season, man, there's been going everything their way. So F the Chiefs, moving on forward. I don't want to hear Patrick Mahomes. I hate State Farm now because of it. I really do not support anything Patrick Mahomes does football related. Forget that dude. I'm trying not to curse, but I just can't see. And I hope that they don't win a single freaking game. Hopefully the Bills come up, destroy these scumbags. God damn it. And also, you put in my damn head that freaking the Coach Reed looks like a damn walrus. Mm-hmm. Forget that dude, man. And don't buy State Farm. And just, man, forget everything about Patrick Mahomes, man. I'm in my feelings right now, gentlemen. And that's it, man. I just can't do it no more with these Chiefs, man, or the referees. I just can't. And so yeah, man, I'm just tired of this, man. I don't mind losing, man. Like, I don't care how we lost, man. I just hate the fact that, damn it, man, it's like they need the referees to get their way, man, and it's getting me mad, man. I don't know how to explain myself, man. I just know I hate the Chiefs right now.
I understand. Question.
What's up?
The Nuggies. You're not gonna give up Nuggies.
Oh no, forget that, man.
And Andy Reid is the Nuggies, man. You gotta still like the Nuggets.
The Nuggets, the hamburgers. Man, I just can't do it no more, man. Anything to advertise, man. Like, forget that crap, man. I'm an official hater of the Kansas City Chiefs, man. I don't want to see these scumbags three-peat. I really hope that the Bills can stomp their heads. But knowing the Chiefs, man, is going to be playing their head. The referee is going to be right there. Oh, how can we help you, Mr. Mahomes? Well, I don't know, guys. Can you give me a flag every time somebody's breathing down my neck?
That's actually pretty good, Kermit.
Yeah, man, I try, bro. I was practicing them on my way over here. But yeah, man, so I'm just tired of it, man. I'm just tired to see this. And I hope the NFL does step in and, like, at least make this shit reviewable, man, because that was not a head-to-head hit, man. Come on. But yeah, this guy just laughing at the NFL, and he's doing it in front of everybody. And I got a feeling it's not even going to change.
So let's start with the penalties.
Yeah.
Multiple questionable penalties. Controversial calls. I agree with that. There's a point though. The first Will Anderson, it was 3rd and 9, I believe. The first Will Anderson, where it looked like in game speed, it looked like he did hit him in the head.
Yeah.
We have the benefit of going back and looking at it in slow mo, and he hit him in the shoulder. I see where you can be mad at that. On a mad scale, I would be more of a 5, just because from the referee was, he was behind and he just saw Mahomes put his head back. Yeah. I wouldn't blame the referees. I blame Mahomes for flopping on that one.
Yeah.
The one with Mahomes where he's scrambling around and he ducks down, that's definitely a missed call. And I'm still kind of I don't want to put too much blame on the Texans, but the way that they tried to tackle him, even if he was standing up, the league doesn't want that either. Right. So even if he was standing straight up, the way the two Texas defenders collided even if he was standing up, the way they helmet to helmet him, the league is going to frown upon that. So I see why the ref was like, "Oh, throw a flag," because it's close. Even though, like, they could have concussed themselves just
too low to the ground. Both of them, they were both too low to the ground.
Just by the way that they tried to tackle him.
Well, that's the thing, like, because he still was standing up,
right?
So they were trying to aim for his body, a body head instead of a head. But then he decided to slide down.
Yeah. I think it was worse just because the amount of malice they tried to hit him with. Yeah. Like, they were really trying to hit.
Well, they're trying to play the ball and trying to, get the fumble, because by then he's considered a running back.
Yeah,
man.
he's considered.
That's how running backs get hit.
Yeah.
You see, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's a two-way type of deal with this, with not just Mahomes, but any quarterback trying to run the ball. It's like, all right, you're considered a running back by them, but then again, they don't want them to get hit as a running back.
Right.
That's the thing I don't like. Yeah. Well, don't run the damn ball.
Like, so now, to me, this is coming into James Harden territory. Years back, when James Harden was in Houston, he played to the contact, and Patrick Mahomes is playing to the contact. Yeah. So it's a bad feeling, and it's very controversial, but he's doing what he can do to win. Even that flop he did on the sidelines, I was like... I was like, that's just bad acting. Yeah. But he could have almost got that one too. Yeah. So, look,
I mean, do you want to be recognized? I mean, this is a violent sport. You want to be recognized as a flopper? I mean, you want to be recognized as to that?
He's been flopping for 3-4 years.
Man, I just can't take it, man.
Y'all not the first victims of this.
Oh no, it's not, man. But that's what I'm saying. It's like, is this the future of the NFL? I mean, we're going on that now?
Yes.
Jesus.
Yes. And the thing about it, your player 6-7 weeks ago put the spotlight right back on it.
Yeah.
Outside. Yeah. So they really put the antennas up. And they're going to protect the golden goose by any means necessary. Even if he's running, once he says, "I'm giving up," which is a slide, they expect the defense to instantly stop, which they can't do that. Yeah. So the defense are always going to lose, man. Yeah. Fredo, how many penalties you think out of the 8 that y'all had was really costly?
Out of the
8?
I want to say 3.
So how many you think were false starts or legal motion on you guys?
Legal motions from us, so there was 4.
Okay.
Or was it 3?
So 3, okay.
Was it 4 or 3?
It was 3. It was 3 or 4.
It was 3, right? Yeah, 3 or 4, yeah.
So, yeah. And I watched all the in-game interviews. After the game when they interviewed all the Texans, they all said the same thing. We knew we had to play the refs coming into the game.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So if you know they're going into the game, you have to make some type of adjustments out there. It's going to be a very, very difficult place to win.
DC, but you could tell the Texans the special defense were trying to hold back from some hits.
Right.
You know, like before making even contact with them.
No, I'm just saying it's very difficult to play defense in the NFL, especially when the quarterback gets out of the pocket. It's very, very difficult, man. And the kicker.
And
the kicker, man. Yeah. He had a little bit of play in this too.
Yeah. The special teams in general to me.
Special teams, right.
Not just the kicker, but the punting was not that great.
No.
And then the tackling from the return team was horrible.
From the jump.
Yeah, from the jump. It just the special teams did not show up.
So he missed the extra point, missed the field goal, and had one blocked.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that right there was 7 points.
Yeah.
Yeah. But and also I would like to add is that even though the Texans they made a lot of costly mistakes, especially towards the fourth quarter, you could tell by the fourth quarter they were just all right. We're screwed, you know, and you know, Kelsey had his what was it maybe like 3-4 open plays that gained a lot of momentum, and you knew that right there. Was like, damn man, how can we trying to stop Mahomes from running out the pocket? But you know, they had to sacrifice that one player that had to kind of let loose Kelsey. But I hope Kelsey, Travis Swift, can officially retire after this season, man. Because I'm done with that Joker as well, too, man.
I think if they win the Super Bowl, I think he's gonna walk.
I hope,
away.
man. If we have to sacrifice this year for him to get out, please just give him the damn shit rating. Fucking go do what you got to do, man. I just that's another guy right there that needs to be gone as well, as an official Kansas City hater.
You should get we should get like one of the titles on your picture.
Yeah.
Kansas City hater, Chiefs hater.
Yep, and a referee hater. What's the name of that referee?
Clay something.
Yeah,
Clay something.
yeah, that dude right there, man.
So breaking down this game, this was a classic Chiefs game. It didn't matter if it
You
was
mean the referees game?
It didn't matter if it was week 2. It didn't matter if it was wild card divisional. It don't matter. It's the Super Bowl. This is how the Chiefs play. They win by special teams. So if you break down special teams, there are obvious advantage on special teams. Harrison Buckner is not going to miss a kick. The return game was better. Then you go to Mahomes making key plays, including the penalties. Those are key. He wants that.
Yes.
Like that's what you got to understand. When he could have on that roughing, he could have ran out of bounds, but he ran into the defense for a reason.
Yeah.
You know. So, but he also made plays with his arm. That the play where he was being tackled.
Yes.
And he got a touchdown to Travis Kelce. There's no way you can hate on that. That's just amazing. That's amazing football right there. Then you go to Spags. This is how the Chiefs win. The defense was outstanding. 8 sacks, 14 hits. CJ Stroud was running for his life, and even when he ran, they hit him to make him get up a little gimpy each time. So Spags is on his game, especially that second half. The way he just all-out pressures. The Texans O-line was just discombobulated. They had no idea where the pressure was coming from, who was coming. That multiple free times that CJ had to make. CJ played well,
Yes.
but he had to play better than he should have because the offensive line was just poor.
So I watched all the remaining games. You know, I seen that Lions game when Goff was getting hit.
Yeah.
And, you know, I was telling my wife, I was like, man, if that was Patrick Mahomes, that would have been a fucking flag right there. It was like
A couple times, yeah.
Yeah, you know how bad Goff got hit during that game?
Mm-hmm.
And then I seen Jalen Hurts getting hit as well. I saw Matthew Stafford getting danged up. I was like, man, it's like, what the flags are on those hits, you know what I'm saying? But when it comes to Patrick freaking Mahomes, it's like they want to protect that guy, man.
Now, did they embellish the hit? Like I said, this is James Harden from a couple years ago. James Harden would run into the lane, bump you, and be like,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So whenever you see Patrick Mahomes, his head goes back. This is how
I can't take this guy
I know we're
serious,
doing
man.
the Chiefs hater thing right now,
Oh,
but
big
this
time.
is how cold
Bro.
you got to be be. You're playing the game. He's breaking down the defense. He's eluding defenders. In the back of his mind, he's like, draw the flag. How do you do that? You're accurate. You're
He's
mobile.
like, come on, Russ, throw the flag. Come on.
And then-
man, bro, I can't do it, bro. Josh Allen is out there ramming dudes down for a touchdown, and poor Patrick trying to run like a little girl right there in circles. Oh, come on, guys, somebody hit me, guys, hit me.
Taking advantage of the rules.
Yeah.
That's what makes him so intelligent after the game of football.
bro.
Yeah. You know what you can get away with and what you can't get away with.
Nah,
he walks that fine line.
Yeah, knowing the playbook. Even Andy Reid.
No, it's not. That's not on a playing book. That's improvising.
well-
the official.
Yeah.
That's modern day NFL.
Yeah.
Oh, God, man.
You got to
That's
protect the
it,
quarterback.
man.
That's it.
I
They're
can't
gonna do it.
I can't move forward with this, knowing that this is the future of the NFL flopping.
Yep.
Oh, come on, Russ.
I don't think it's everybody. I think it's Mahomes.
Well,
And-
that's the thing, bro. Like this dude basically is gonna be in every championship game moving on forward. Like I'm just tired.
It's the Patriots.
Nah.
No,
But what about other ways of beating them? You also have an offense too.
Yeah.
You know, there's other ways to beat them.
What? Yeah. Well, that's the thing. You know, like that it doesn't help that we're down to our only one good receiver that we got. Our other number 2, number 3 receiver done, and offensive line can't block a cold. It just offensive line is just terrible, man.
That's why I said this is classic Chiefs. They do every game. They do what they need to do to win the game. If it's flopping, they do it to win the game. If it's if you look at their box score, they targeted 4 people all game.
Yeah.
Travis Kelce got 7 receptions. Xavier Worthy got 5. Noah Gray 3 and Kareem Hunt 1. You know what other receivers they had on the field? Like Hopkins played, Hollywood Brown played, but the game plan was to avoid those cornerbacks because we're not going to give you cheap interceptions and easy turnovers so y'all can come back at us. This is, I mean, I know you hate them at this moment. You hate the refs.
Since Saturday at 3:30.
But
I hate
you
the
got to
Chiefs, man.
respect Andy Reid for always.
Nah.
Look, most look at the Chargers. We say Harbaugh is a good coach. Why was in the game plan to target Stingley or Lassiter? Andy Reid took both of them corners out the game. No, they were tackling dummies at one point. Did they even have? I know they had one pass breakup, but other than that, we tearing these safeties, these linebackers up every time we can, and forget the corners because y'all secondary is too good.
See, like I respect at least that part right there, at least the game plan.
Yeah,
but
that's what
I
I'm
just
saying.
don't respect the whole Mahomes flopping and just looking at the refs. Come on, refs, throw the flag. I don't respect that. You ain't gonna respect that, man. Forget State Farm. man.
Yeah, you should be. What are you mad at the team? You should be mad at the refs.
Yeah, them too, man. But damn, like the refs don't have no damn commercials.
Fredo, you scored
Yeah.
14 points.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
At the other side of the ball
Well,
too.
technically, we only scored 12 points. Yeah.
And what was up with that dude pushing that coach when the game first started?
So at first,
I wondered that
What's
too.
wrong with that?
So what I've heard in the social medias, and after the interview, he thought that he forced that fumble, and then he got so excited by the time he got there, he was pumped up. He pushed like the coach like type of excited way, and then the coach had to tell him because you threw your helmet, we got a flag, and the ball's theirs.
Like, I was confused because a lot of people were making it seem like it was a confrontation.
That's what I like to me when I seen the coach put his arm out like
Yeah.
that. Most time a coach will hug you on a good
Yeah.
play, but I
Yeah.
seen the coach put his arm out like, wait a minute.
So what I think is the dude was coming to celebrate with the coach. His back was to the play, and the flag was on the ground, and the coach was like, "Hey, come down!" And he went to give the celebratory push, and the
"Let's
coach
go," type of
he was
push.
like, "Nah, man, you
kind of just cost us 15
you effed
yards,
it
you
up."
bozo.
But the helmet flying off. Why did he take his helmet off?
Oh, he was too
Too
excited.
excited. I
No,
guess
I've never seen all the football I've watched. I've never seen a guy take on
There's
the
always
first
that-
play of the game. Take his helmet off. No, it's a penalty to take your helmet off in the field of play. And he
Yeah.
threw it like he was pissed off.
That's the special teams version of when you drop the ball at the 1 yard line.
Yep.
Like it shouldn't happen, ever, but sometimes
There's the one
shit happens.
One guy.
there's the one Dumbo that thinks.
all right, so y'all done with breaking down the game? You got any more to get off your chest?
Yeah, I got one more.
What you got?
Forget them referees and the Chiefs. I needed one more, man. I really hope they truly do lose.
So going forward, the Texans ended up the season 10-7. Grade the year. Do you think this was a step ahead or an even year or
No, it was a step back, my opinion.
okay?
Step back. I feel last year you had more of a better success than this year. Last year, granted, yes, I understand the schedule wasn't as hard than it was this year. This year, they played all the number ones. You had the Ravens, you had the Chiefs, you had the Bengals. No, yeah. Do we have the Bengals this year? No, we didn't. But we had the Bills, and I feel like we played kind of under expectations.
Okay.
But I do give them credit when our offense took the major step behind. Defense exceeded the expectations for this
Right.
year. The defense, man, they did an awesome job. It just I would have hoped that our offense would have just taken it to the next level coming into the season. Second year, C.J. Stroud got more weapons, man, but our weapons did not stay healthy. And then offensive line. This is the healthiest it's been, but the most dismantled it's been
yes.
as well. Offensive coordinator, I feel like his playbook, his play calling was vanilla. There wasn't nothing eye-popping and nothing extravagant, nothing hidden, nothing that, that's a surprise hidden type of element coming into the game. But, yeah, man, I just was, I give Nick Caserio an A+ where he didn't draft. What you got out of Lassiter, that was good right there. And what he did with the free agency coming in, getting Mixon, getting Diggs. I'll give Caserio A+. And then coaching to the head coach, I'll give D'Amico an A-. What gives him that A status was his the defensive calling, what he did with the defense and overall with the team. But when it comes to the offense, man, I have to give our offense a D-, man. It just didn't succeeded.
What part of the offense?
The offensive line.
The line.
What to me, I'm putting everything in general. I'm giving it everything all as a whole a D.
Start with the quarterback.
Quarterback,
because that's the most important parts. What do you grade C.J. Stroud this year?
C.J. Stroud, man. Last year I would give him a A-. This year I'll give him a B-.
Okay.
It's just he took a notch down. It wasn't C.J. from last year. This year he had more interceptions. I want to say he had maybe like 11 or 12.
12.
12? Okay, there you go. And last year he had about 3 to 4. And the running game this year was a little bit more better than last year. Offensive line wasn't that great. It was bamboozled from left tackle to the guards to the center to the right tackle as well. It just was not coexistent whatsoever. So that's a major letdown right there. And receivers, Nico Collins, man, awesome, but he missed about 5 to 6 games.
That's been his his career until last year.
But then unfortunately, you also had Diggs with his injuries, and also he missed games in and out during the season before he got really hurt. And poor Tank Dell, man, this guy right here, man. To be quite honest with y'all, man, I don't think he's ever going to play a full season in his NFL career.
It's going to be tough. He's so
man.
small.
He's small, man. So, and then our tight ends, for the love of God, man. Can we get a tight end that knows how to block and or at least know how to chip a defensive player.
That's not Schultz.
And Schultz,
That's not what y'all brought him in here for.
and Schultz is not. I mean, he didn't do too much in the passing game as neither. I want to say this year he had about like 2 touchdowns.
Really?
Yeah. 2 or 3. And I know last year he was more utilized. I don't know why he wasn't more utilized this season, man. But when his name was being called, it's like he didn't do much, man. So yeah, those are my grades for the Texans, unfortunately, man.
What's going on, average man? I see you in the comments. I appreciate you chiming in. First thing he said, he agreed with Fredo. Those types of calls need to be reviewed, reviewable. I think both of those, of course, they would have been reviewed.
Yeah.
But it's a fine line because now they're going to do every call. And if it was against your team, the opposite way, I would think you would be kind of frustrated. It'll stop the flow of the game. But in those instances, I understand why you would say that. And he also said Boyd showed he hasn't been here before. He was celebrating a fumble. We didn't recover and cost his team.
It is.
I'm sorry to laugh, but that's funny.
You like to laugh on Pond's people miseries?
No, I was going. No.
Oh no.
If you
we're
don't
gonna
know,
talk about the Eagles next.
We watched the game together.
Yeah,
and
we did.
I was actually I was going for the Texans.
He wore red.
Okay.
But like it didn't help that once he brought it up, it was like, damn, Kansas City's red too.
Yeah, I went to the specs, and then I realized that both teams have red in them. So anyway, I was going for them.
It was looking good.
It
man.
was looking good. I always have faith because if you look at all the numbers, they outplayed the Chiefs.
Oh, it won everything but the scoreboard.
It's just the little stuff that the Chiefs mastered.
Only if the Texans had more help from the referees, I think the Texans would have won this game, bro. I feel it.
Before we close up, DC, what do you feel about how the Texans look? Like, you're in the division. How do you think they look going into the future?
The only people out there I give an A this year, the defense. Yeah, Nico and Joe Mixon. Okay.
Yeah.
CJ C+ at the best this year.
Really?
He definitely regressed from what we seen last year for sure. I don't know if that's because of the O-line or what. Because some of the throws that he was making this year would just look rough, man. So like I said, if they get a new play caller or whatever, they got to make some adjustments for CJ. He got it in him, but you got the play caller is going to have to make some adjustments for sure because he's on his back, man. He's backpedaling as soon as he get the ball. Yeah. You can't have that, man.
And it's funny you said that, DC. I really hope that DeMeco Ryans has the guts and has to do what he has to do to make this team better. And hopefully he doesn't put, your feelings and your friendship first. You have to put the team first, and you know that by you doing that, you have to get rid of some personnel people within your staff. Yes. And you know that, hey, not just in your staff, but also within your players as well. Yes. So we're gonna see what's up, man.
They got a chance to rebound. Big time.
Yeah.
Definitely got a chance to rebound.
I mean, like the Texans have potential to be there, man, but they just need a lot of help from the offensive side,
like
man.
The average man say, it ain't just that one guy. The team has to learn how to win.
Yeah.
When you get in that, especially when you're that second half of that Chiefs game, we talk about adjustment.
Yeah.
Jay said it. That Spagnuolo defense in the second half looked like nothing like it did in the first half.
Right.
Yeah. So you have to be able to be fluid like that and make the adjustment. They're just so used to doing it. They don't get rattled.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do that's going to rattle them. Even a bad play, turnover, it really don't rattle them.
Yeah, not once did they look nervous in that game.
But we all of us can agree that the defense is right there.
Oh, yeah.
The defense is right there. And that was the thing last year. The defense, was the ones making most of the mistakes. But
future's bright.
Yep.
About 2 more years. The future's bright for 2 more years, Fredo.
Hopefully
you'll be
sooner.
in the same position the Cowboys in.
You're going to pay that man.
You got to pay both of them. You got to pay quarterback, the end, the cornerback.
Yeah,
all 3 of them. You're going to be in the same position the Cowboys in.
Yep.
2 years from now.
Ooh-wee.
Yeah. Especially if you decide to keep Hunter also. So it's going to be rough.
Damn. Ooh, that is a lot of.
No. To me, like Hunter's like towards the end of his career right now. Like I can see Hunter maybe having another 2 more years in him, but by then CJ Stroud's gonna be paid. We gonna be all right.
He gonna be at 70.
Yeah, I don't mind paying him, man, as long as you show results.
And we are going to be at about 45.
Yep. Oh yeah.
What about the cornerback? 35, 40?
30,
Yeah.
35.
Yeah, man. I mean, the good thing about it, like the salary cap's going up, so be good, man.
That's why it's important to try to win on them rookie contracts with the quarterbacks.
Yes.
Man, very important.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like Texans need to do it.
Yeah.
Like in the next 2 years, ASAP, man. But yeah, I'm excited. Gentlemen, y'all have anything else between the Texans and the Kansas City referees?
We can move on.
Let's move on, man.
Kansas City officials.
Yep, the Kansas City officials, man. Next game, man, we have the Saturday night game right here. We have the Commanders at the Lions, man. Final score 45-31. The Commanders go on the road, Motown, and put the Motown on the Lions, man. 45-31. Real quick, I'm gonna give y'all some game leaders. Let's start off from the Commander side. Daniels, he threw for 31, completed 22, 289 yards and 2 touchdowns. Have a day, my boy. Then we go to the Russian side of the ball. Robinson, he carried the ball 15 times, 77 yards and 2 touchdowns. Have a day, man. And then we go to Brown, wide receiver from the Commanders. 6 catches, 98 yards. Not bad. Now to the Lions side of the ball. Goff, he threw for 40, completed 23, 313, 1 touchdown. This is the reason why they lost. 3 interceptions. Oh. Now to the Russian side of the ball. Gibbs carried the ball 14 times, 105 yards and 2 touchdowns. Boy, have a day, man. Now to the receiving side, St. Brown, 8 carries, 137 yards, man. Gentlemen, this game right here, man, looked like the Lions was going to have the way against the Commanders, man. But come the second quarter, Commanders flipped the script, and that's all she wrote. And talk about a game breaker right here. Coming into the game, you saw all the hype the Lions were getting. This is our year. This is our time. But now it's getting to the point that even the coach said, I don't think that we're going to have another chance like we did now. As we heard coming into the podcast, Ben Johnson, the offensive coordinator, officially has taken a job to become the head coach of the Chicago Bears, a divisional rival. DC, what are your thoughts on this game, man?
Oh, my goodness. Dan Campbell said, I'll see you guys in 2 weeks. I guess he meant in the Caribbean because it's a wrap for them.
Cancun.
It's a wrap for them. And maybe Goff shouldn't have shook Donald hand that last game because I think he passed him interception right on to his ass. And he let it rip out there. I mean, that was terrible. The turnover. I mean, Goff looked like a rookie out there. The Commanders' defense ain't that good. I've been watching them all year. They ain't that good. But some of the passes he was making, man, it was just bad football. Yeah. And that youngster, Jaden Daniels, man, this guy seems to have no fear of nothing. He don't turn the ball over. He don't seem to get rattled. He just make plays when plays need to be made, man. He's very, very difficult to defend because he have no problem going off script when the play breaks down. Yeah. And you have to account for that on your defense. They ran for 182 yards, the Commanders. Man, I ain't seen them do that all year long against the Lions. I know the Lions been beat up on defense, but there's no excuse for that. To let them guys come in your house and beat the brakes. Put up 28 points in the second quarter. Really? At your house. And you can do that while you out there throwing pick sixes. So the Lions, they're going to be in trouble because they probably going to lose their DC also. Now that they lost the OC. So now they got some more stuff to figure out. And we see the talents there. Yeah. But can somebody else come in and push those same buttons for the Lions? And this Commanders team, scary. The Philly better pray for 3 feet of snow in the next game coming up next week. Because if the weather's halfway decent and you let these youngsters get out there with house money, nothing to lose, they could be a problem. Yeah. If they don't stick with Saquon. What do you think, Jay?
Yeah, this was stunning. They came in and they did everything they wanted to do against the Lions. I think that the defensive injuries finally caught up. Aaron Glenn had to do way too much pressure, and Jaden Daniels just played it well. He to me, whenever he gets to moving around, either bootlegs, scrambles, or sprint outs, the field looks like 100 yards wide. I'm like, can anybody get to the? Can they cut an angle? Can they get to it? They can't touch this dude. He's flying around. He's very confident. Yes, he's a rookie, but he's an older rookie.
Yes.
So he's older than a lot of second, third year quarterbacks. So yes, he's a rookie, but this dude, he's ready. The game he played, 22 of 31, 299, 2 touchdowns, along with 16 carries for 51 yards. It's a video game character at this point. And I got to give kudos to Cliff Kingsbury. The game plan that they implemented was incredible.
Yep.
Every time it felt like Aaron Glenn wanted to bring a pressure, well, he had a counter. He had a RPO out wide left. He had some play to get Jaden Daniels out into space. It's just, this is the best position Cliff Kingsbury can be in. Again, don't take one of them head coaching jobs, Cliff. Stay right there with this dude, and y'all going to be good for a decade. I got to give kudos to Dan Quinn. Those fourth downs, multiple fourth down conversions. He had the one bad play with Mariota trying to do the fake tush push into the pitch. That was just being too cute. Then they got and said, Jaden Daniels, take us to where we need to go. Scramble out. Use your legs for these fourth downs, third and shorts, and everything. I'm just stunned at what they're doing so far. Dan Quinn, he's been a head coach before, and he's gotten his team to elevate ever since he's been there. I'm just, and on the Lions side, was it rest versus rust? We always try to figure out do you want to be active going into that divisional round, or do you want to rest? And it looks like to me that they needed to be more active. I think they just came out, got hit in the mouth, and then started pressing to make some plays, and they just got too cute.
Average Man says, Jerron called it last week. He said the Lions better put the Commanders away and don't let them gain confidence.
No.
And and you gave them that confidence.
That's what I'm saying. When y'all say the 3-point game, I say they can't play a 3-point game.
No.
You can't do it. If you let those guys stick around, it's going to be a big problem, man. And that's what happened. You have to blow them out. You cannot let them stick around.
I expected Jared Goff to be a lot more crisp.
Mm-hmm.
Jared Goff was the worst player on the field for both teams, and he reverted to first year Jared Goff, because those 3 interceptions, maybe one of them was not that bad.
Right. Yeah.
Both of the other 2 were just terrible decisions. And then going out and getting your bell rung, your clock clean. Yeah. That it's just.
Oh, if that was Mahomes, that would have been a flag.
They would have arrested the dude if that was Mahomes.
Oh, yeah.
But the way it was going, Gibbs, 14 carries, 104 yards. Mm-hmm. He was unstoppable, and they didn't lean on him enough. He did get 6 receptions for 70 yards too. It's just not how I thought this was going to go.
Yeah. The way how Jared Goff played this game reminded me when he played it against the Texans.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Exactly, yeah.
It was like, what in the world happened to you on your way to the stadium, man? Yeah. It's like, this right here, man, I seriously thought that I was getting too much credit to the Texans defense. I mean, he had, 5 interceptions? Against the Texans, the Texans, I was like, man, either our defense is really good or Jared Goff is really bad. But man, he almost did the same thing. 2 interceptions, less though. But even though we know that the Lions' future is coming up to a big question mark, what can they do now, DC or Jay? Well, what can they do to improvise to get back in track for the following season? Now that the NFC, we getting some hitters coming in now, man.
That's the $1 million question. His own division is.
Yeah,
He may not win next year. Losing Ben Johnson to the Bears, which is that's just
that's
even
a big
more
F you. That's a big
pain.
Middle finger.
And Ben Johnson didn't have his best day, but he caused some shit this game too. Yeah. That toss to the shovel pass,
Yes.
on third down, that was one of the most beautiful plays that I've ever seen. And then he got too cute with the reverse pass. They got the touchdown on the reverse to J-Mo, and then they tried to do the reverse pass. Got a little too cute. He made a bad decision, which just made it even worse. But they're already down 10 points then. So that's going to be a big loss. And then Aaron Glenn, everybody on their staff says he's a head coach in waiting. So he gone. So I think they take a big step back next year, and they still got a good team, but it's not going to hit the same. DC, what you think?
Same thing. I don't know who they're going to get to replace these coordinators. Like I said, we've seen the talent is there.
Yeah.
But who else going to come in and be able to push these buttons just like that? And him going across the street to the Bears, man, look out. We said that's all the Bears needed coming into the year.
Yep.
The team was ready for Caleb Williams. So now he's going to put this plan into motion, man. So they're going to have to look out.
Yeah.
Like you say, their own division, they might struggle to make the playoffs next year, depending on who they bring in. And it's going to be, you like, that team, we just seen this team last year doing this. So if Green Bay can some kind of way hold it together for a full season, it's going to be trouble in Detroit if they don't bring in the right coordinators to fix this.
Yeah.
Well, and what I will say is, I think this is the problem with a one-game playoff. I think if these teams played 2 more times, the Lions take care of them. It's just in this specific game, with the injury to the corner early, and then the injuries to the safeties, and then Aiden Hutchinson being out all year, it's just finally is eventually you gonna roll snake eyes. And this game they rolled snake eyes on defense. They couldn't stop the Commanders for anything. Commanders went full Pac-12 on them, and it worked. So defensive injuries, I think, played a big part in the way that the Commanders attacked them.
Yeah. Gentlemen, you have anything else from the Rams and
The Commanders and Lions.
Commanders and Lions.
Yeah, and in both of these teams, this is why I like for my play caller to be the head coach. Commanders, they may lose their play caller after this year. If somebody take Kingsbury. Lions just lost theirs. But he's going to Chicago with a young quarterback. So for the next decade, Chicago, if he call plays like that, they should be legit.
Yeah.
For the next decade, they just got to work on their offensive line problems too. But Caleb Williams, you're going to see a whole different type with Odunze next year and Keenan Allen and whoever they get out of the draft.
Yep.
I agree with that.
Move on.
Let's move on. All right. On to the next game, man. Next game we have the Rams at the Eagles. Final score 22-28. Eagles went at home, holding it down. Almost lost it there towards the end, man. But thank God that the Rams kind of blew it for themselves, really. Let's give it up to some game leaders real quick. Let's start off with the Rams side of the ball. Stafford, he threw for 44, completed 26, 324 yards, 2 touchdowns. Back to the Russian. Williams, he carried the ball 19 times for 106 yards. Top receiver was Puka Nacua for 6 catches, 97 yards. Now to the Eagles side of the ball. Hurts, he threw for 20, completed 15, 128 yards. Saquon Barkley, he carried the ball 26 times for 205 yards. Have a day, my boy. Oh, with them gold birds. Top receiver was Dallas Goedert for 4 catches, 56 yards. Really, man, basically what won this game was Saquon Barkley and their defense. Hurts didn't have to do so much. He kind of got banged up towards the fourth quarter. He made it manageable to come back and hand the ball to Saquon Barkley, and Saquon did what he did. Some people were calling out MVP for him. Hey, man, if it wasn't a quarterback league, this guy would have won it right here, man. But Jerron, you said that you were feeling sick to your stomach with this game. Tell us why, man.
Well, actually, this is the second part of me feeling sick to my stomach. As a Cowboys fan, we had the worst weekend out of any team. I don't care win, lose, draw. I don't care if you have the first pick. I don't care if you have a top. We had the worst absolute weekend possible. The last two teams in the NFC to not get to the NFC Championship game in the last 25 years were the Commanders, formerly the Redskins, and the Dallas Cowboys. Well, the Commanders made it.
Yep.
They made it to the NFC Championship, so that leaves the Dallas Cowboys as the only team not to make an NFC Championship game. Okay. That is what it is. The Commanders got a good-ass player, young player. They're looking up. They look very positive. Then you go to these cats with the Eagles. The whole reason they won any of these games from the jump is Howie Roseman. And speaking of Joe Sheehan, if I see you on the street, it's going to be on. How the hell do you let Saquon Barkley go to your divisional rival and put up these damn numbers time to time to time? And this is a playoff game where Jalen Hurts was not good. To me, Jalen Hurts hasn't been good all year. He's been actually an anchor holding them back a little bit. Because whenever you saw Tanner McKee come in the game, he can get the ball down the field. This dude just seems like, hey, I just want to play sidekick to Saquon Barkley. Anyway, Joe Sheehan, it's up for you. My thing is, at least franchise the dude, franchise tag him, and then trade him, or don't just let him walk out the door and go to your divisional rival.
Talking about Barkley?
So yeah, Joe Sheehan. Okay, anyway. Saquon is the man. He's the MVP for this team. 26 carries, 205 yards, 2 touchdowns, and I think he had his longest 78 yards.
Yeah.
In the snow. He looked incredible. This is the best game I've seen him play, and he saved it for the divisional round. The dude looked like Barry, Walter Payton, Gale Sayers all mixed into one. Mm-hmm. So, man, it's going to be on the back of Saquon. And the thing is, I text you guys. I said, to me, the Eagles should be the favorite, because how do you stop what he can do behind that offensive line?
Yeah.
And he just propels them to win the game. And it is what it is.
Man, and you know what, Jay? You got to give a lot of credit to the offensive line, man, because there was that possibility that Saquon Barkley could have become a Texan, but the Eagles just offered him a little bit more money.
And he played in Philly.
Yeah,
I mean, not Philly, but Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
So he wanted to go home. Philly's close to New Jersey, where he's from. So
yeah. So so imagine that. You think Saquon Barkley could do this with a shitty offensive line? No, man.
No.
So it's just not the they didn't know how the offensive line was going to operate once Kelsey would have left the Eagles. But really, it feels like they're not missing a beat.
They're not. It's Howie Roseman. Yep. Howie Roseman set all this up, and he made it easy. I don't think any one of these. I take that back. Fangio is a really good defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
But between Kellen Moore and Sirianni, I don't think they're anything special.
No.
It's primarily the people that Howie Roseman brought in. And look at every draft pick he did, he had in the last couple of years stood out in this game.
Yep. Especially old boy Carter.
Yes.
That dude right there, man. That was a steal in the draft as
Nolan
well.
Smith.
Nolan Smith, yeah.
He's finally getting coming to his own. But
yeah, DC, what are your thoughts, man?
Yeah, Saquon. He's the answer. Start of the fourth quarter. This is a 15-16 game.
Yep.
Man, we got us a ball game now. And that Saquon hit that 78-yarder, broke their back, broke their spirit, man.
Yeah.
So, got to give a shout out to the Rams. That defense is going to be okay.
Yeah.
They sacked Hurts 7 times. So, they got some young, hungry guys over there.
Oh, yeah.
But it just so happened that the defense that they were facing was a tad bit better than them. And this is going to be 2 defenses that's going forward. These are going to probably be 2 top 5 defenses over the next few years. Now, if these guys get some few more games under their belt. But Philly's going to be tough to stop.
Yeah.
They're going to be very, very difficult to stop. Dan Quinn he's seen them a few times being in Dallas and playing them. So, but is in some kind of way you got to stack the box and make Hurts beat you with his arm. Because if you keep on getting Saquon 26 carries, he bound to break too. Yeah. He bound to break. If you keep giving him that many carries, he bound to break it. So in some kind of way, your game plan is going to be, I got to force Hurts to throw the ball and not just let them pound me with Saquon. I cannot do it. Because he finally broke the seal in that 4th quarter, and that was it. It's going to be difficult to do that for a full game. But can't wait to see because there's going to be some points probably scored in this next one when they do go.
Man, also, shout out to you, DC. Man, you called it, man, from the Rams. You called it that they were going to make the playoffs, man, and shit, they did.
And won a game.
But the way that to start off the season, what was it, 1-4, 1-5? Man, coming in at the buzzer to make it to the playoffs. Man, the Rams' future looks pretty good to me, man. All right, so what can the Rams do next season, gentlemen, to improve their abilities to run that division and the NFC West? Jay?
You said the future's bright. I'm not sure if the future's bright. Does McVay want to keep doing this? Is the question. A lot of this is on McVay. I do like the young defense. The defensive line was swarming, but their run game, their run defense is abysmal. Saquon's abused them for like 400 yards within the last two meetings.
Yeah.
You got Puka and Kyron Williams coming back, but can Cooper Kupp do this? Keep going. So does McVay still want to play or coach? And then can Cooper Kupp continually play at a high level is the question going forward for them. And I'm not sure. This is why I was a little dubious on them anyway, but they proved me wrong this year. They can probably do it again.
Yeah. And also you got to think about Matthew Stafford's future as well.
Yeah, too.
Can he come back and replicate what he did this year? Mind you, man, this has been one of his surprising seasons that you didn't expect him to be this good. You thought that he was, not worse, but downgrade from last season, man. But this season, he played better than this season than the last season. So can he take another season of this? Can he take more hits? He kind of showed his age a little bit, during the season, man. But luckily he had, his 2 good wide receivers. And there was a time that he didn't have
either
both
one of them.
Yeah, either one of them, man. So just imagine that. DC, what are your thoughts on the Rams, man, and their future?
Yeah, the quarterback position is definitely going to be questionable. But I trust the GM to get this thing figured out. He's been doing it for years. So I think McVay will stick around for a little while longer.
Yeah, you think
so like you say, nobody really expected them to be where they at, and they still got to that point. Because in the division, I don't see anybody else taking a step forward right now. Especially the Cardinals, I don't see it. 49ers, don't see it. Maybe Seattle comes up with a plan this past year, but I'm expecting them to make some changes on offense also.
Yeah.
So the way it's looking, I think this can be their division again next year. And I think McVay will stick around for that. But that quarterback thing is going to be the big key. And I think if he does retire, I think that's what Sam Darnold will end up at. I think McVay will call Darnold. Yeah.
Come back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Gentlemen, anything else from this game right here?
No.
No? All right, let's move on to the next game right here, man. Next game of the week on this one right here, man. And I said it last week, man. Whoever wins this game should be the MVP, man. And not disappointing game whatsoever, man. Entertaining game. It looked like the Ravens was going to take this one in the first quarter. But here comes Josh Allen in the second quarter. Said, nah, man. We'll put a stop on that, especially at home. Final score, Ravens 25, Buffalo Bills 27. Let me give you some game leaders real quick. Lamar Jackson, he threw for 25, completed 18, 254 yards, 2 touchdowns, but 1 interception. Henry, he carried the ball for 16 times, 84 yards, and 1 touchdown. Top receiver from the Ravens was likely tight end. 4 catches, 73 yards, and 1 touchdown. Now to the Bills side of the ball. Allen, he threw the ball 22 times for 16 completions, 127 yards. Top rusher was Cook, 17 carries, 66 yards. And top receiver was Shakir. Is it Shakir? Yeah, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, Shakir.
Yeah, you're
I don't know why I want to call him Shakir. But Shakir, 6 catches, 67 yards. Not bad, man. But overall, the Bills 10 toes down right here, hosting the Ravens. DC, what are your thoughts on this game, man?
Hell of a season for both of these teams, man. Great game. Drops. A couple of drops, man, and then the turnovers got them, man. I really thought Baltimore was going to pull this one out, but it's just a couple of miscues that got them. But overall, man, a very entertaining game, and of course, Josh Allen, Superman. He wasn't the Superman I thought he was going to be. This game, he could have done a lot better.
Yeah.
He's only 127 yards, but once again, he's that guy that when a play needs to be made, he'll make it.
Yeah.
And of course, Lamar made some plays.
He did.
And their team did let him down. And the first time, I don't know, when it was 19 to 21, why go for 2? It was like the third quarter.
Yeah.
Take the extra point, and then you 1 point away. You wouldn't have to go for that 2 at the end. You could have tied.
Yeah.
But I think that was a coaching mistake on Harbaugh end, man. And it cost him. That ain't the only thing that cost him. Of course, the drop did hurt. And of course, Lamar's fumble hurt. The picked up and they scored a touchdown. But man, good game. Kind of what I expected to be back and forth like this. So hats off to both of the teams. I don't know what Baltimore does now for going forward on the drawing board. What are they going to do going forward? They didn't have Zay Flowers, which he probably would have made a difference for sure. But it's just one of those things where injuries catch up with everybody.
Yeah.
But congrats to the Bills. Josh Allen moves on to play Mahomes again.
Yeah. All right. Before we go to Jerron, Average Man has a few comments here. Said Ravens did not run Henry enough. They got away from him completing. Allen did not have an MVP performance, but he just didn't turn over the ball like Lamar did. Hey, Average Man, I agree with you. Jay, what are your thoughts on this game, man?
Yeah, Bills got away with one, in my opinion. They just outlasted the Rams. And the best thing that they did was allow the Rams to make their own mistakes. I'm sorry, the Ravens. the Ravens. Yeah, the Bills outlasted the Ravens. They allowed the Ravens to make their own mistake. Lamar had the 2 bad turnovers to get them behind. And that they were playing catch up. With Josh Allen played well, and when he starts using his legs in the red zone, that's the scariest. That's the scariest thing. That's more scary than Lamar in the open field is whenever it's on the 7-yard line, and then they just do that QB dive, and he gets ahead of steams and he starts dragging 3-4 people into the end zone. But overall, the Ravens played well enough. It's just they made these little mistakes. The backbreaking one was the Mark Andrews fumble, because the momentum they were building up after they got the ball back, I think they would have went ahead and scored there and won the game. But Mark Andrews, time and again, he kind of let them down. And, of course, that 2-point play where he dropped it, it was right in his breadbasket. I just feel bad for the team. I feel bad for Mark Andrews. He kind of let his team down in that aspect. But this was a heavyweight fight, and they both showed up. Bills just outlasted the Ravens.
Yeah. So after the press conference, after the game, the press conference that they had, Lamar Jackson called out Mark Andrews, man.
Did he?
Yeah. He said if he would have caught that, we'd have won. If he didn't, he's like, I'm sick and tired of effing losing. He said, that wasn't on me today. Type of attitude he had, So, I mean, I don't blame him, man. Like, he's doing everything possible to win these games, man. But the talent around him is just not, it's not basically helping out the situation. But Mark Andrews, man, he made some bad drops that he normally doesn't drop.
Right.
It kind of makes you think, man. It's like, did he have some money in this game or something? Because that's not Mark Andrews type of day. You know what I'm saying? That's rare. Like the fact that he made, what was it, like 3 mistakes that day?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
actually, yeah. He had the drops. He had the fumble, and he had the
catch,
the 2-point conversion drop too.
That's rare, man. Like, you don't see that out of him, man. And it just sucks that, I think this was the Ravens' best shot.
I think so too.
Now, can they redo this for next season is the question. Now, I don't know if they're going to have Henry or not.
Yeah.
They are?
Yeah.
2 years.
They got 2 years out of him. I mean, can Henry take another beating like this, Can they use him the way that they need him to be used? Can Lamar Jackson get help in the receiving and the ball,
Mm-hmm.
Can the defense help them out? Their defense was very surprisingly good this year, man, especially the secondary. So it's going to be kind of hard, man, because next season within the division, you got the Bengals. I think the Bengals might be back next year,
Mm-hmm.
So it's gonna be kind of hard to see what happens, man. Cleveland in that division, you don't know what's gonna happen. I think Cleveland's maybe like 10 years behind, and then you got the Steelers. You still don't know who their quarterback's gonna be, but for some reason they always give the Ravens a tough time. So I don't know. The question is to y'all is what can the Ravens do next season, DC, to come over this hump?
It may be. Is Todd Monken really the guy for the job? I mean, you brought in Henry for a reason.
Yeah.
This was just like you seen Saquon that day.
Yeah.
This is what Henry's supposed to look like that night.
Yeah.
Just turn around and keep feeding him until the seal finally break, and it will. Especially with a guy like that pounding the ball over and over again. But like I said, Zay Flower was missing. I think that would have been an integral part.
Yeah.
But again, the play calling, you still have to use your weapons the way they're supposed to be used.
Yeah.
And going into next year, I don't know. Like Humphrey said, he don't know who all is going to be back.
Yeah.
I think this is his last year of guarantee. So he may not even be there next year. So they going to have some decisions to make in the offseason going forward.
Yeah, man. Jay? Same question, man. How can the Ravens do better next season?
Just continue what they're doing, and in game, don't make mistakes. It's just they got the team to win it all. It's just keep doing what they're doing. They may need another body at receiver, but they were missing Zay Flowers, and they were in this game. But that's pretty much it. The team is good enough. Yeah. There's nothing they need to do. It's just in game they need to play better. And getting back to the game, the Bills. DC, what did you see in this offense? Because if you look at the numbers are terrible. Yeah. These are not great numbers, even though they ran the ball successfully. Well, what did you see?
It didn't. The problem was the turnover was the difference. That was a big. They play like this next week. It's going to be a wrap.
That's where I want to.
It is going to be it won't even be close. Josh Allen only threw for 127 yards. Those turnovers give you short fields, and then when one of them you score a touchdown on, that's huge, man. I think it was like 21-7 or something before we know it. And Baltimore is not a team that's really built to play from behind like that. You want to be in a position where you can just give the ball to Henry.
Yeah.
And then when you take Henry out of the game, then stuff like that happen, especially in these weather games. You just don't know which way the ball is going to bounce. So, like, there was nothing special about Buffalo, but Josh Allen did make a few plays when he needed to. But they can't do that again next week. They definitely can't do that again next week.
Yeah.
It's going to be a wrap.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, did you see, Freddie, you see anything in the offense that gave you confidence in how they can go forward?
The Bills.
Yeah.
So the only thing that looked good that game was the rushing game.
Yeah.
The you got Cook. He had some good breaks. He had, especially in the outside, man.
Mm-hmm.
Once don't let him go outside, and you could have stopped him, man. But he had his way against the Ravens defense going outside all the time, and the offense passing wise wasn't nothing spectacular.
Right.
Of course we know that Allen didn't do much. He didn't had to, man. But I was surprised that the Bills defense actually contained a lot of pressure and caused the Ravens to do mistakes that they normally don't ever kind of do. So you got to also give credit to the defense of the Bills, man. But it's just one of those games that the offense of the Bills didn't have to do much to win this game, and which is crazy because the offense has been the part of the ball that has been doing most of the carrying for the team.
Yeah, it's crazy. Josh Allen, 127 yards passing. Jalen Hurts, 128 yards passing. Mahomes, 177 yards passing.
Less than 200.
So the ground games, for the most part, were the ground games and the defenses. Like you said, the teams that won took advantage of turnovers and
referee help.
And referee help,
Yeah,
and
forget that.
and the ground game. The Ravens, I give them a lot of credit on how they bounced back and like they were in position to, like DC said, if they would have kicked the earlier field goal, they would have tied it up, or they could have won the game. So it's just the way the ball bounced was in the Buffalo Bills way. It's crazy. They only had one. The Buffalo Bills only had one penalty that game.
That's pretty.
3 turnovers to 0.
Yeah. And still they were right there. I felt anxiety to that whole game for both teams. Whenever in the first half, I just felt like anxiety for Josh Allen and the Bills. I was like, there's no way that they can stick up and keep up with this team. And Tony Romo did a really good job on the call, in my opinion, pointing out a whole bunch of stuff going on with the Buffalo Bills, but he kind of leaned towards the Ravens a lot, thinking that they had more talent, or he just kept saying more room for error. But in the second half, man, the Ravens were just right there. What does this say about Lamar and his career, his legacy going forward?
What's so crazy, man, that he's still so young that, he still has time to, not be considered just he's that Dan Marino type, like during the season he balls out, but when he needs to go to the Super Bowl or get to the Super Bowl, can he do it? He still has, what is it, maybe like 5-6 more years to prove maybe to the world that he can do it, man. But as of right now, man, like it's gonna take the whole team to help him get there, man. And we're gonna see what can they do to help Lamar get there, to get that championship, that Super Bowl win. DC?
Yeah. It's going to be tough going forward. Like I said, it was probably his best year. But now we got Cincinnati will be back in the fold next year.
Yeah.
I expect them to be a lot better next year than they were this year. Even though they're going to end up losing T. Higgins, I still expect the team to be better. Same turnovers. You can't turn the ball over in the playoffs. They gave up 10 points.
Yeah.
They lost by 2. They gave up 10 points off turnover. You lose by 2.
Yeah.
You just can't do that. Maybe if you have one less turnover, it's better. But it's the same thing last year. Zay Flowers, right at the end of the game when he gave up that ball, he lost the ball right at the end. They was going in to score.
Yeah.
That was definitely game, set, match for Baltimore.
Yeah.
And they turned the ball over. So that's going to be the main thing. And the big games don't turn the ball over. Hold on. Figure out a way to ground and pound and hold on to the ball.
Yeah.
I hate that this is going to be a referendum on his career. He did put them behind the 8 ball, but he also was the one who got them back in the game. They made the more explosive plays. He was explosive. He was accurate. And in that last drive, he like boom, 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 and he got them into the touchdown. Got them that likely touchdown. But a lot of people just gonna look at the record and say, "Oh, he lost this game," and they're not gonna see that. The second half, he did everything, and that wasn't on him. Mark Andrews you can't fumble that ball, man.
Yeah.
And you got to catch the ball. So I still want to believe that eventually he can get there, and but it's still gonna be tough.
Yeah, man. Unfortunately, the Ravens, God, man, they were right there, man. They were right there, have an opportunity, and like the Bills didn't do much to actually win this game, man. But God, the Ravens just did a lot less to not trying to win this game either, you know?
Yeah.
Yep. Gentlemen, anything else from this?
We can move on to next week.
You want to do some news first, or you want to jump in next week?
Let's jump into next week, and then we can circle back on the news.
Okay. So let's do the next week games, man. So there's only 2 games next week, both of them on Sunday. First game, we have the Commanders at the Eagles. Eagles are favored to win this one by 5.5 points. So that being said, give me the Eagles, man. I'll take the Eagles. Jay?
I will take the Eagles also for a score. I say the Eagles 27-21.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
DC, how about you, man?
Yeah, I'm going to take the Eagles. I'm going to go probably around 30-27.
Oh,
The Eagles.
you expect that house one?
But I think the Eagles, you must turn the Commanders over.
Yeah.
You must turn. You're going to need some takeaways. I know you're going to pound Saquon, but at some point you're going to have to stop the Commanders and Jaden Daniels, take some possessions away from them.
Yeah.
Because like they're going to go. They're going to move.
Yeah.
Whether it's with his legs or with his arms. But I think the Eagles still pull it out by 3, man.
So the forecast for that day is going to be 39 degrees and cloudy. No snow in there, DC. So my score prediction is going to be 34-28. Yep. That's my prediction on that one. And then moving on to the next game, we have the Bills at the Chiefs. This game will be played at 5:30. Forecast is looking at 34 degrees, sunny skies, and Kansas City is favored to win this one by 2 points. That being said, give me the Bills. Final score 27-20.
Okay.
Jay?
I agree. I think the Bills actually do it. I think this is the year. 27-20 is a good score for me too. I'll do exactly how you said. Same thing.
DC?
Give me the Chiefs.
God.
Give me the Chiefs. Score, let me go 2017 Chiefs.
2017? Mm-hmm. DC, I hope you're wrong, man. I hope you're wrong. But yeah, so Average Man says he got the Commanders, and he got the Chiefs, the referees, for that game, man. But yeah, man, that I'm feeling kind of sad. Not because the Chiefs are playing. I just feel kind of sad because, man, this is it right here. This determines who goes to the Super Bowl into New Orleans, and just like that, football season's over, man. You know, it sucks. Also, Average Man said it's not looking good for Lamar. He may end up like Jim Kelly. No pun intended.
McKelly got them 4 straight Super Bowl appearances.
Yeah,
He got to the Super Bowl.
but I think he gets there eventually. Yeah, I just have confidence that he can get there. And the Monken thing is interesting.
Yeah.
If he can,
Year 2.
if he can still elevate that offense.
So, Average Man, I like to refer Lamar Jackson as the James Harden of football. He wins all these MVPs, but can't get a championship out of it.
He might get another one.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
But again, this wasn't on this. This was it was on him, but it's shared. Like I could understand if he had a bad game.
Right.
He had,
But he didn't.
He had mistakes, but he played a good game especially that second half. He was incredible. So I can't just say he's like James Harden just don't show up in the playoffs.
Yeah, yeah.
Like he'll average like 17 points a game.
Yeah.
Lamar showed up. Shit just happens, you know, and it's tough. Like we can all attest, it's tough to get to this point, and he's getting to this point all the time. He just can't get over the hump. Yeah. And he, like I said last week, he's one of the greats. It's tough.
Yeah.
And Lamar, he's always trying to make the play. Sometimes you just got to get rid of him, live to fight another day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The interception and the fumble, he was trying to get out of there.
Yeah.
And he had the ball out where it shouldn't have been. And he was just trying to make a play, and it happens. And I think at some point the light will go off in his head, and he'll get there. He'll get there.
Yeah.
He'll eventually at least get to the championship game, at least, and get a good showing to go. But as of now, the way the roster's set up and stuff, man, there's no way that you can count them out.
Yeah.
They're gonna be back in the bed.
Yeah.
All right, for going on to the news, only news I can really start out with is the Ben Johnson hire going to Chicago. Great to hire all around the table. I'll start out. To me, the hire is A plus. I just give it an A because I want to see who he brings in. Like who's it going to be his offensive, his O-line coach, who's going to be his defensive coordinator. We already know that the GM Pose is going to be there, so I'm not.
Right.
I don't know if that's a match made in heaven. So just because he chose, really, it's an A only because he chose the Bears. You know, I don't know if he went into the perfect scenario for him, but what do you guys think? A grade for Ben Johnson going to the Chicago Bears?
I'm gonna give it a B plus.
Okay.
Reason why I'm giving it a B plus is just we don't know how it's gonna work out with that. You know, with him being the play caller and the head coach. It's too early to praise that he's gonna be turning around that franchise. Historically, that franchise has not been good ever since Lovie Smith. So you know, I just gotta wait and see. But the hiring, I give it a B plus, a solid B plus. And you know, it just, I know that's the best situation. The best team that he could have gone to at this point. I'm trying to think about Jaguars. No. Which other teams out there? Titans? No,
Saints.
no Saints. Nah, you don't want to go to
Jets.
Saints. Nope.
Cowboys.
Nope. Yeah. So
Jacksonville.
so this was the best team for him to go to. Those other teams, man, either you don't have the roster, the cap space, the talent, or you're just gonna have an owner want to have a basically a muppet, a puppet to basically take the bad, and when it comes to the good, the owner's gonna take all the credit. DC, what your thoughts, man?
I'm with you. I think it's an A.
Hey,
It's an A. 'Cause we walked into a team where we all said was ready.
yeah,
When Caleb was drafted there, we say there's never been a rookie quarterback drafted into that situation. It was ready. They had Swift the running back. They got 2 receivers, and they was ready to roll. But for some kind of way, the play calling and
defense,
everything got out of whack,
Yeah.
and they got rid of the guy early. So I think this is gonna be nice. He knows how to coach offense.
Yeah.
So that's a plus with a young quarterback.
Yeah.
So I don't have no issue with the offense, other than a few people on the offensive line. They drafted, I thought, well, the last couple of years offensive line, but those guys hadn't seemed to pan out yet. I think it was Darnell Wright. I think they took a couple of years ago out of Tennessee.
Tennessee, yeah.
And somebody else they took, but for some reason, Caleb was still getting sacked. But I think when he comes in there, the way he's going to run that offense, he's going to get it out of your hand.
Yeah.
Yep.
Get it out of your hand, and you won't have that issue at all.
Yeah.
And if they can keep Keenan Allen, and you'll see a whole different Roman Duthé, I'm sure, next year when they come through. So I give it an A. I give it an A. But like Jay say, who's going to call the defense?
yeah.
They got some pieces on there, but who's going to bring it all together and what it's going to look like for them in the offseason?
Yeah. Okay. All right, gentlemen. Is there anything else y'all boys want to talk about before we log out for today?
We just got to monitor Jalen Hurts' knee, see how mobile he's going to be for next week. But other than that, the head coach openings: Jaguars, Saints, Jets, Raiders, Cowboys. Aaron Glenn has been linked to the Jets and the Saints, and he's doing his second round of interviews for the Jets. So,
I know he played for both of them, but I mean, oof.
yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, I don't know if he wants. I don't know if he wants that Jets problem. But the Saints have their own problems.
Yes, they do.
The Saints are interviewing him and Mike McCarthy for the job, and the Jaguars are interviewing Robert Saleh. I think that'd be good for the Jaguars if they can get Saleh. Saleh should get a head coaching job again, in my opinion.
I think Salah will be a great coach again, man. Gentlemen, anything else?
No. I'm just really ready to see this Eagles Commanders game.
Yeah.
I'm not watching.
I want to see what Dan Quinn. See if he can pull a rabbit out of hat this week.
Yeah.
I'm not. I don't have any desire.
We should go to Jerron's house and go watch that game.
I have no desire.
Man, Jerome gonna be watching something else, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna be playing NCAA.
Jerron, well, at least one of them's gonna lose, so you can't be too mad.
We are in a position to be fourth in that division, and if you look at everybody in that division besides the Eagles, who have the best GM in the world, they've all tanked out, and they've lost long enough to where eventually Washington was going to get it right. You know what I'm saying? So they got Jaden Daniels, who was the second quarterback taken. And now the damn Giants have a chance to get a Cam Ward or Shedeur Sanders, along with a new man. It's just I don't feel good at all. I am highly saddened right now.
It's okay. Your division just got that much better, man.
Yeah.
Yep. Man, maybe this right here will give more fuel to the Cowboys. Better their quality up. Fast.
It depends on the head coaching hire.
Yep.
I'm not going to say nothing positive towards the Cowboys until I see a worthy head coach.
So who is a worthy head coach? I don't know.
If I would say my pick would be Aaron Glenn. I would love for Aaron Glenn to come there. Robert Saleh. Dion.
Oh.
Even though Dion would be a circus, I think that'd be pretty. He can talk to he can lead men, but most likely they're going to end up with Kellen Moore.
Oh.
And
That's gonna be my question. Who do you not want?
definitely not Kellen Moore. I think I might give it up. That if Kellen Moore comes in, I might just
Because you basically seen that movie before.
yes.
You already seen that.
I'll give it up. I'm changing allegiances.
Come down to Houston, bro. We
Nah, I
can use you
can't.
as a fan.
Nah, I can't do that. I'll probably go to Baltimore.
Nah, man.
I'll probably-
man,
nah,
rep the city you live in.
I can't. They just interviewed Leslie Frazier.
He's back in the fold.
Oh yeah.
I would think about Leslie Frazier.
Buffalo ran him off.
Robert Saleh, definitely. Who else did they interview? And yeah, Kellen Moore. So
Kellen Moore's coming home.
Kellen Moore, go somewhere else.
You've seen that before. That'd be
Yeah.
No, you can't do
See,
that.
but
Don't
that's
do
the
that,
thing,
Jerry.
man. Like,
Jerry, don't do that. Don't
but
do
he
that.
knows who he can control.
Yeah, he can control Kellen Moore. He'll money whip him. Just shut up, take this money.
Take this money right here. When you win, it's gonna make you look good, but when it loses, it's gonna make you look really bad.
Yep.
All right, gentlemen. Well, let's wrap it up, Steven, for today's episode. Thank you for tuning in to the Shield Football Podcast. Like always, please hit that subscribe button, share this episode with a friend, and also share, like, and subscribe to it.
Yeah.
And that right there will be much appreciated. Until then, we'll be back next week to talk about our conference championship games, and we'll see who's going to be headed to the Super Bowl. Until then, have a great day, peace, and see you next time.
See you next week.
Later.